Hello, good afternoon. This is Ray Perosa. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Uh, this afternoon we will be discussing um, about this is the continuation of our presentation last uh, yesterday. The topic will be process costing with spoilage. So let's take a look. Ano ba yung learning objective natin ngayon? Our learning objective is to describe the accounting procedures for normal and abnormal spoilage. So ano ba yung normal spoilage? It is a spoilage that is inherent result of particular production process and arises even under efficient operating conditions. Kahit pa daw efficient po yung operation procedures natin dun sa planta, I still we will be incurring normal spoilage. This spoilage uh, should be computed, the normal spoilage rates should be computed using the good units completed as the base, not the actual units started in the production. Kumbaga, yung formula mo is normal spoilage in unit over good units completed. So ano rin naman yung abnormal spoilage? Abnormal spoilage, it is an spoilage that should not arise under efficient operating conditions. So kung efficient, there is an in place efficient operation standard dun sa planta, dapat itong mga abnormal spoilage ay maiwasan. So companies record the units of abnormal spoilage and keep a separate loss from abnormal spoilage account. Usually itong mga spoilage, abnormal spoilage natin, let's say for example, flood, binaha po yung planta natin, nasunog yung planta natin, tapos may mga nasunog or na-spoil na mga units under production. So, punta tayo sa illustrative example for process costing na may mga spoilage. Ito, my forever kay accountants vlog, syempre may forever. Manufactures N95 face mask. All direct materials are added at the beginning of the production process. Conversion costs are added evenly during the cycle. Normally, the spoiled units are 2% of the output. Meron na silang standard. Kumbaga, 2% daw ang spoiled units based on the output. Ano ba yung output? Ito yung tinatawag na yung completed units. So ito, beginning work in process 1,000 units. Units started in 35,000 units. Units completed 30,000 units and the work in process is 4,000 units. Ito yan. So yung cost niya for the beginning work in process in units 1,000, may completion rate niya is 100%. Di ba sabi na yung materials daw are added at the beginning of the production. Katapos daw yung conversion is added evenly during the cycle. So yung completion rate ng materials for beginning work in process natin is 100%, given naman siya. And then your conversion rate for completion rate for conversion is 60%. Started in 35,000 given, units is completed 31, ending work in process 4,000. For the ending work in process, sabi nga natin yung materials is already added at the beginning of the production. So 100% na siya. And then yung conversion is 20%. As to cost naman, yung data natin for beginning work in process for materials is 9,700 and then the conversion is 10,000 pesos. For the current month cost for materials, 87,500 and for the conversion cost, 72,000 pesos. So, paano natin siya i-compute? Let's look, i-account muna natin yung physical units. Compute natin yung equivalent units of production using weighted average method. So by the way, meron tayong dalawang methods, weighted average method and FIFO method. So under weighted average method, we will not look into the work in process beginning na. Kasi nga, as if natapos naman siya. So units completed, 31,000. Syempre sabi, ito, completed na siya. So as to materials and conversion, dapat 100% na rin siya. So 31,000. For the ending work in process, for materials daw sabi, 100% na. So 4,000 under materials EUP, that is 4,000. So for the conversion cost, sabi doon, yung ending inventory for conversion is only 20% lang yung natapos. So 4,000 times 20%, that is 800 units under conversion EUP. So meron tayong anong nawawala? Pag napansin nyo, yung total accumulated natin, total goods, units put into process, meron tayong 36. Yung beginning na 1,000 plus yung 35,000 units, that is 36 ito. 36, 1,000 plus 35, that is 36. So pag napansin nyo, yung accounted for lang dito, 31 plus 4,000. So mayroon siyang nawawala na 1,000. Yung nawawalang 1,000 is ito yung spoilage natin. So yung spoilage natin for normal, ang sabi kasi doon sa problem ito, ang sabi dito is 2% daw ang normal spoilage for the output. Yung output po natin is 31,000 units. So yung 31,000 times 2%, that is 620 ito. 620 ang normal spoilage. Pero yung nawawala natin is 1,000, di ba? 36,000, ito, 36,000 minus 31,000 na completed minus 4,000 ending inventory, work in process, may 1,000 units tayong nawawala. Itong 1,000 units, ito yung spoilage natin. So, normal spoilage natin is 620, i-minus mo sa 1,000. So, yung abnormal spoilage natin is 380 units. So, kukunin natin yung percentage naman doon sa materials. So, yung 620, di ba sabi na 100% na siya. So, itong 1% dapat i-allocate mo na, yung spoilage, i-allocate mo na lahat sa materials at sa conversion. So, 620 also for conversion, 380 for materials, and 380 for conversion. So, yung total equivalent units of production or EUP for materials is 36,000 units ito. 36,000 units. I-total mo lang itong 36,000 units. And then for conversion, we have 32,800 units. So, ang next process natin is, paano natin makompute yung equivalent cost per unit. Yan. So, yung equivalent cost per unit, using the weighted average method, we will account what? We will account the beginning work in process cost. So for our total cost for beginning, that is 19,700, split into materials of 9,700 and for conversion na 10,000 pesos. Yung sa current cost natin, materials is 7,500 and then the conversion is 72,000 pesos. So yung total niya is 159,500. So yung total cost accounted for is 179,200. So as to materials, 97,200 and 82,000 for conversion. So i-divide lang natin yung total cost accounted for each item, i-divide lang natin sa equivalent units of production. Yung EUP natin na 36 and 32,800. So, i-divide lang natin yung total cost ng materials divide 36,000 units. We have an EUC or equivalent unit cost of 2.7 pesos per unit. And then the conversion cost naman is 2.5 pesos per unit. Ito, paano natin i-compute yung completed units? Yung cost ng completed units and transferred out. So, yung cost of units and transferred out natin, meron tayong, di ba, sabi natin, may natapos tayong 31,000 units. So yung 31,000 units, that is already completed. Mayroon ng materials dyan at mayroon na ring conversion cost. So yung materials natin na EUC, yung equivalent cost per unit is 2.7, and then for the conversion cost is 2.5. So 2.7 plus 2.5, that is 5.2 pesos, times mo by the 31,000 units, we have 162,200 for the completed units. We will also account, di ba sabi natin, yung normal spoilage is to be added doon sa goods units. Kumbaga, yung cost ng abnormal spoilage is iso-shoulder ni goods unit. Nagets? So yung normal spoilage is iso-shoulder ni goods unit. So ibig sabihin, isasama yung cost ni normal spoilage sa goods units completed. So yung cost of normal spoilage natin, 'di ba sabi natin yung 620 units na normal spoilage, ita-times lang natin sa EUC, yung equivalent unit cost ng material saka yung conversion. So that is 5.2 pa rin, 2.7 plus 2.5 times the 620, we have the normal spoilage of 3,224 pesos. So, i-add mo lang dun sa goods units natin na 161,200. So, yung total cost units completed and transferred out is 164,420. This is for good units. Ito yung mga good units na natapos na at na-transfer. I-compute naman natin yung ending work in process. So yung ending work in process natin, di ba sabi natin is 4,000. It is breakdown into materials and the conversion cost. Sabi natin na yung materials is added at the beginning of the period. So ibig sabihin 4,000 na yung materials natin at the end of the period. So yung ending work in process natin na materials is 4,000 units times dun sa equivalent unit cost ng materials na 2.7. So yung total materials at the end of the period is 10,800. And then the conversion naman, di ba sabi natin doon sa problem, yung ending completion rate ng conversion is nasa 20% lang. So it times mo sa 800, yung sa 4,000, i-times mo the 20%, we have 800 units. Yung 800 units, times mo dun sa equivalent cost per unit na 2.5, that is 2,000. So yung total cost ng ending work in process natin is nasa 12,800. So ngayon, i-account naman natin yung abnormal spoilage. So yung abnormal spoilage natin, di ba, yung 1,000 minus 620, meron tayong 380 units na abnormal. So yung abnormal units, i-times mo lang dun sa equivalent unit cost ng material saka conversion. So yung total abnormal spoilage natin is 1,976. So, i-account natin lahat. Ito yung computed total cost natin. So, yung cost of units completed and transferred out, 164,420. I-recap lang natin. Yung ending work in process, 12,800. And then yung total cost of abnormal spoilage is 1,976. Tanong nyo, saan yung napunta yung normal spoilage? Andito na siya sa completed and transferred out, di ba? Shinolder na siya ng mga goods units. So yung total cost accounted for is nasa 179,200, which is match doon sa total cost doon sa problem natin. Kung i-add mo lahat yung cost doon sa problem natin, that is amounted to 179,200. So tapos na tayo doon sa weighted. Again, kung weighted average, in computing the equivalent unit cost, isasama mo yung beginning work in process cost. Yung beginning cost na material saka yung conversion. Tapos i-add mo yung current cost, i-divide mo down sa EUP or the equivalent unit of production. So punta tayo dun sa FIFO method. So yung FIFO method, to compute the EUP, yung equivalent unit of production, sabi natin yung work in process natin is 1,000 units. Sabi natin na yung materials is already added at the beginning of the production. So materials natin, in computing the EUP, zero na siya. As in, wala ka nang ginawa dyan sa materials kasi kompleto na siya, naisama na siya doon sa production. Pero yung conversion natin is 60% lang daw. So yung beginning ng conversion is 60. So you need 40% na conversion. Para matapos yung product, kailangan mo pa ng conversion cost na 40%. So yung 40% times mo doon sa 1,000, so that is 400 units under conversion. So yung units started in and completed is 30,000. So yung ending work in process natin is 4,000 units. So pero yung sabi natin yung ending work in process yung as to materials is 100%. So ka-carry over mo yung 4,000 under materials. And then sabi natin sa problem 20%, 4,000 times 20% na conversion, that is 800 units under conversion. So i-account din natin yung abnormal spoilage. Kanina, di ba? Na-compute na natin yung abnormal. Walang pinagkaiba yung abnormal, yung computation ng abnormal units at saka yung sa normal units. Walang pinagkaiba on how to compute the units for normal and abnormal sa dalawang method. Either FIFO or weighted average method. Walang pinagkaiba kung paano siya i-compute. The same lang. So, ika-carry over lang natin 620, 620, 380, 380. So, yung total EUP of materials is nasa 35,000 units while the conversion is nasa 32,200 units. Again, walang pinagkaiba in computing the normal spoilage and abnormal spoilage units sa dalawang method. Pareho lang. Ito, equivalent unit cost. So, ang kanina, under weighted average method, in computing the equivalent unit cost, yung per unit, meron ditong amount, di ba? Materials, meron tayong 9,700, conversion is 10,000. Pero, under FIFO method, beginning work in process, in computing the EUC or the equivalent unit cost is 0. Hindi. Wala. Bakit wala? Bakit wala? Kasi nga, natapos na siya. As if natapos na siya. FIFO. Wala ka. Tapos, ito, current cost for the month, we have 87,500 and the conversion is 72,000 pesos. So ito yung total cost accounted for is 87,500, 72,500. And divide mo by the conversion divide mo by the equivalent units of production or EUP, 35,000 for materials and 32,200 for conversion. So yung EUC or the equivalent unit cost natin for materials is 2.5 units and then for conversion is 2.236. That is rounded off. So compute naman natin yung total cost completed units and transferred out. So napansin nyo kanina, yung beginning work in process natin is total niya is 19,797 plus 10,000. Yung cost of units completed and transferred out is only 30,000 units. Ita times mo dun sa the EU equivalent unit cost ng materials at saka nung conversion 2.5 plus 2.236, i-times mo by the 30,000. So that is 142,080. So that is 142,080. So yung conversion cost added, di ba, napansin nyo ito? Sabi nga natin, hindi pa siya kumpleto. Hindi pa kumpleto yung beginning work in process natin na 400,000, so kailangan 400 units, so kailangan pa siyang tapusin. So yung pagtapos nito, ta-times mo lang dun sa cost, uh, conversion cost per unit, yung 2.236. Ito yung EU equivalent unit cost ng conversion. I-times mo by 2.236 sa 400, that is 894 pesos and 40 centavos. So i-account din natin yung cost for normal spoilage. Again, di ba sabi nga natin yung normal spoilage is iso-shoulder ni goods, good units, yung mga good units, yung mga completed units. So that is yung normal spoilage natin 620 units, i-times mo doon sa total ng EU equivalent unit cost ng material sa kanong conversion cost, that is 2,936 pesos and 30 centavos. So yung cost ng units completed and transferred out is nasa 165,610.72 centavos. Compute natin yung work in process end. Sabi natin yung ending work in process is nasa 4,000 units. So sabi natin yung materials daw is in-include na. Kumbaga yung materials is already introduced into the production at the beginning of the production. So kung at the end of the production mayroon pang natira, hindi pa natapos, so ando na yung materials. So yung materials doon is 4,000 units na talaga. So yung 4,000 units time mo doon sa equivalent unit cost na 2.5, that is 10,000. Tapos yung conversion natin sabi doon is 20%. So yung 4,000 times 20%, that is 800 units, excuse me. Tapos i-times natin doon sa equivalent unit cost na 2.236, that is 1,789 pesos. So yung total cost ng ending work in process natin is nasa 11,789. So yung compute the abnormal spoilage, yung 380, again same lang pero magkaiba lang doon sa equivalent unit cost na 2.5 and 2.236. So yung abnormal spoilage natin is 1,799.68. So kung i-account mo lahat, yung computed total cost, same lang siya, 179,200. Ang pinagkaiba lang niya, yung pag-account nung dahil nagkaiba yung equivalent unit cost. Pero the rest doon is halos pare-pareho lang, except doon sa beginning work in process units in accounting for the work in process units. That's it for today's discussion. I hope you learn something in process costing and how to account spoilage. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe this channel, and then click the notification bell para sa susunod na mga posting ng related to accounting, mama-notify kayo. Maraming salamat, and again, stay safe.